Self doubt is a very basic thing that can happen to anyone, but to resolve it, we need to understand the full picture behind it and why it happens. It starts with two broad categories of questions. One is the what ifs, our inability to predict the future, and the other is baseline distortion, comparing yourself with the outer world, which is not a true comparison. Let's understand the what ifs. What if it doesn't go the way I'm planning it to go? What if it doesn't show the expected results? What if I don't have the capabilities it requires? We get so much invested in the questions of not knowing all the answers and not knowing the future that most of the time we never even start the things that we would love to do in our lives. All the energy gets exhausted in questioning yourself. And to kill all the curiosity, I would tell you this: you will never have all the answers. When we approach things with the mindset of worrying about the unknown first, we actually miss a very important thing here. You're judging yourself against the goals of the future using the capabilities of today, which is fundamentally not right. If you have set something for yourself, let's say that in a year you want to be this good at a sport, music, art, or some business, then while you walk forward for that one whole year, you are taking 365 steps. You're not standing in the same position. Maybe you stumble on a few steps, or on a few others you learn to stand firmly or take more stable ones. You're completely a different person from the one who was standing at the starting line. There will be multiple possibilities, and you get worried about them because these 365 steps or one full year of time are all a very imaginative perspective of your goals or even life in general. You can live more than a day in your head and imagine wild things, thunder, and storms for the steps ahead. But in reality, you can only live one day, this day. There is a reason why this day is called today, the previous one was yesterday, and the coming one is tomorrow. Have you ever lived a yesterday or a tomorrow? I mean, in your mind, sure, you could live your next few years and be stressed about the horrible things that could go wrong in your life. But in reality, you can only live today and can only take this one step. How far you will be after 200 steps or 300 steps, well, that's the climax. Sure, if you would want to build a time machine and find out what's going to happen there, but would you watch a movie if you already knew the climax? All right, even if sometimes you would watch it, it would be a relatively boring movie. Can you imagine how boring your life would be if you already knew the climax? You don't have to think of 100 possibilities ahead. You only have to take the step that is meant for today. Because look at it this way: you're walking on a path and it's pitch dark. You have a torch in your hand and its light reaches only a certain distance. Now you have two options. Either you stand wherever you are standing, or you take one step at a time, and the more steps you take, the farther ahead you will be able to see. Same as driving a car in the dark. Wouldn't you drive forward and step on the accelerator even though you are only able to see a few meters ahead? Because you know that by going forward, the next section of the road will be illuminated. You will eventually be able to see more of the dark part. So walk on what's visible now. The more you walk on the known, the more the unknown will get discovered. Section by section, as it should be. The unknown will naturally reveal itself. It doesn't need any assistance from us. So don't worry about it. Self doubt also comes with baseline distortion. What it means is when you have thoughts like, maybe they're much better than me, they have more experience, more knowledge, more connections. Why I call it baseline distortion? Because you are misunderstanding the real baseline. And this comparison is untrue. Not a single person in life will ever have the same parameters. Parameters such as surroundings, friends, family, situations. Even a pair of twins wouldn't have exactly the same life parameters. then comparing yourself with them is not just unfair, it also doesn't give you the true results or the facts based on which you should make any decision. You are on your own journey. Your baseline is yourself, the person who was standing at the starting line. If you want a true comparison and analysis, then that person is your baseline, not anyone else. With that, I'll end my video here. I hope you understand self doubt better because once you understand something, you can handle it and resolve it in a much better way. Thank you. See you in the next one.